Hello YouTube, I welcome you on this fine video, and this is my Winota Joiner Forces Historic Brawl deck tech. Winota Joiner Forces is a kind of busted card in a way that you can cheat out a lot of humans really quickly, and she doesn't care about how big they are, so you're just putting your biggest humans in your deck. So in standard, she currently is a powerhouse because Agent of Treachery exists, but Agent of Treachery is blue, and we don't have blue available to us in Brawl because we can only play Boros cards here. And by going historic with this deck, we have access to a bunch of really strong humans. Well, namely two, really. One of them is Lena, Selfless Champion. She creates a lot of soldier tokens. And those soldiers are not humans, so you can, if Lena doesn't finish off the opponent, the next turn definitely will, because at least if you get ward wipe, you can sack her and protect the 1/1s. But just you make a huge army with her. And the other really big, and this is the creme de la creme, as they say, is Angrath Marauders. This card is really nutty to just get out with Winota, because, yeah, guess what? Human that doubles all damage? Pretty good when you try to kill the opponent on turn 4. The rest of the deck is just cards that create multiple non-humans. There isn't that, like, I would play like 5 of the Raise the Alarm, to be honest, but we are in a single format and I can't do that, so I'm just choosing good cards, to be honest. Like this can just get the opponent out of nowhere as a backup plan, just mutate onto something when you already have a big board, for example with Lena, Selfless Champion, and you can do all sorts of shenanigans there. But yeah, so also cards like Ornithopter, it's a free non-human that can attack, so we're just putting it in there for Winota. We're running 24 lands. This is due to the fact that, yes, we only want to hit 4 lands, but we really want to hit the 4th land in this deck. You don't want to miss that 4th land in this deck. Anyways, I think this is enough for the deck tech, and let's jump right into some gameplay, shall we? Okay, we are up against Kiora. So Simic Ramp essentially. I'm not too worried. If they keep up mana, we will have to counterspell that. We will have to think about counterspells, but other than that, this should be quite decent. I think there is the possibility that we can really go off. Mountain, no 2-drop though. The best thing obviously would be that we draw a 2-drop here and then a land. So let's see. Swing in with the dodger. Okay, tap land coming out by our opponent, which is great. No 2-drop, but it's okay, I guess. So let's pass the turn. Next turn will likely be a Legion Warboss. Okay, sandbar. That's great for us. And yeah, let's just play the Legion Warboss here. Maybe they will return to that. Oh no, they're cycling Tranquil Ticket. And just a land would obviously be the best draw here. Okay, Growth Spiral coming down. Yep, land, Winota, and swing in for a bajillion damage. There is the possibility that we just kill our opponent here, so let's see. Yeah, you can get a token, a counter I mean. So, Silverwing Squadron, Lena, Selfless Champion, and that is lethal. Haktos and Angrath Marauders. Good game. That's a bunch of damage coming through. On to the next one. Okay, so apparently we're ready, but I guess not. Can already hear the cards. It's against Raska. Pretty cool. Okay, so we have 3 humans that we really want to pull out of our deck in our hands, so I guess that's a mulligan. Mulligan again, because only white with red is not that great. I don't really want to go lower than this. Yeah. Really not the greatest hand here. So currently we're keeping 6. Oh no. Okay, let's go. You go, and I guess Eidolon of Obstruction is really good against Raska. Because usually I would go with the go white strategy here, but this just seems perfect against their deck. Yep. So 2-drop, mana drop, nope. Okay, so Eidolon, they're probably not going to be happy about that. Yep, it is indeed. Nice, thank you for that. Also, the first strike is not to be underestimated. Let's go with the Phoenix. And swing in with the team, because the Eidolon has first strike. Okay, so now they can't play Raska and minus, or do anything with her, really. And don't think they attack here. Oh wow! So they took 9 damage from this. I guess let's go. Yep, Haktos and a Truefire, and that is good game. Good game. That was hilarious. Sakama. So this may be just ramp. Dinosaur tribal. Sure, that's a 1-2-3. Well, not a 1-2-3, but a 2-3 coming their way. So Leosaur, Shaman. Oh, they have the Grazer. It's a really good start for them. So let's see, what are we going to play here? That would have obviously been great last turn. But now we have to essentially skip that from our curve. Unless something else happens here. Yep. Okay, Shaman. Haste. And swing in. So let's see, do they hold up removal for Winota? Not, we're just going to use the Gingerbrute. Okay, circuitous route. That is indeed dangerous. But still there is the possibility of them just dying right now, so that is pretty great. We have the Silverwing Squadron in our hand, which is not that great. So how much mana is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're one off even if they play a land next turn, which is amazing. Okay, so Thalia, perfect. And it's Baron Commander. So I hope this annoys them a bit. Sarkhan's unseating. And Lena is coming down. Pretty great. So let's just draw a few more cards here. And I think I will just attack now. And let's just say that the Grazer can't block. If they block with the elves, it's fine. And that's a lot of creatures. That is a lot of creatures. So there is the possibility of us drawing Embercleave here. There is the Embercleave. Perfect. Aggro's Marauders. Truefire Captain. Embercleave. Coming down. And this is a good game. GG. Let's go. Winota versus Thalia. Let's see, a non-creature 1-drop. Fabled Passage could be decent here. I think I'm... I think I'm going to start with the tap Fabled Passage. Because I don't think I'm going to use the Giant Killer here, because it is a human, but it's in the deck because it's a human that can be pulled if necessary, but it's technically a removal spell. So since I don't want to use that removal spell on turn 1, okay, so now I really don't care, right? Because I drew the 4th land. So do I think so how is this going to play out? If they play an Arcane Signet into a Fatty, we will answer with Eidolon into removal with Giant Killer, and then play Winota, or just Clamor Shaman, and that technically also removes the Fatty, right? And if they are going to remove something here, I'd rather have the body on the field, so there is also a reason to play the Giant Killer now. So that's what I'm going to do, because against Thalia I don't expect him to play multiple things in a turn. I think they will just play something big once per turn, and Clamor Shaman effectively negates their best threat as a blocker. So based on the fact that we have Clamor Shaman available to us, we're just going to play the Giant Killer now for pressure. Okay, Thalia coming down. We will use Clamor Shaman. Well, maybe not, right? Oh, it's for X in Arena. Nice. Okay, so we are... Let me think about this. Do we still just play the Clamor Shaman here? I think the answer is going to be yes, because I'm going to attack with Winota. If we're going to play the Clamor Shaman, I think we're going to play it with haste to get in 1 more damage. Because I know I could technically get the same damage if I put a +1/+1 counter on it and attack next turn. But I'm effectively playing around board wipes like Deafening Clarion or something like that. So this is just a bit more resilient against board wipes. Well, not more resilient, but a bit more safe against board wipes. Mirror Shield, and that is probably going to be game, pulling 2 humans out of the deck. Yep, they're already giving me the good game. And yeah, let's just play Lena, Selfless Champion. That is good enough, because yes, I could have done more damage with the Squadron, but at the end of the day, just protecting our whole board with Lena is really, really nice. Yep. So let's see, what are they going to play here? If they board wipe us, I think they're dead, right? Because that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 and a half. Yep. We have exact lethal if they try to board wipe us here. Pyra Dawnbringer, treasure map, and we will swing in for lethal. So let's go. Yeah, that is a good amount of triggers here and there. Yep, sure. I am getting better, to be honest. You too. Inspiring Commander. Truefire. Yeah, and it's just GG. Clothis, interesting. I haven't seen her in a while. She was decently popular at the start of Theros, but now she has fallen a bit out of favor. Also, I think our starting hand is great, except for the fact that we don't have a 1-drop. But that's fine, to be honest, because Legion Warboss and Chandra are just great cards to have. Okay, so our opponent is passing the turn. We are going to play the Eidolon of Obstruction. They are going to tap the Goose. Perfectly fine. Angrath Marauders is a bad pull though. Just kind of want to put that into play with Winota. Fabled Passage. And yeah, Fabled Passage allows them to play Clothis and then gain 1 extra mana with that way next turn. Seems like a decent idea. Now we can just play the Legion Warboss though, and they cannot block the token, so that means we have 3 tokens, essentially. Next turn, we are going to play Winota and swing in with 4 creatures. Okay, they have 6 mana here. Ranger fighting the Legion Warboss. Nice. Damn, I'm glad I didn't play the Ardenvale beforehand. Okay, another red sorcerer would obviously be optimal because that would allow us to play Firebrand and Anax. I think before I am attacking, I want to drop the Anax though. It just ensures that we have a lot of non-humans to attack with, due to the fact that if they kill our bot, we still have 2 1/1s remaining, and if we attack and they block something, it's just nice in general. Okay, so let's keep up, building something here.
Totally the best.
I think we're going to plus the Chandra. And that way we're essentially giving them an incentive to attack here. Sure, a food token. We're just essentially building up our big strike. So does this have... No, that doesn't have trample. It's great. Okay, they play Legion Warboss of their own. A Rust of Endless Web. And I think I'm going to just play Clothis now. Will they attack the Chandra? Question. I would feel much more comfortable if my Angrath Marauders was still in the deck. But for now I think I'm going to block this and do it like this. This way we save the Chandra and we don't lose out on creatures to attack with, because sacrifice the Fanatical Firebrand has gained us a Satyr. So let's see where we go from here. We are very likely to pull Lena from the deck. I think So that's 6 times 6. Yeah, we could whiff. We could whiff here. Commander, that's great. And there's Lena, and we draw our deck. Nice. Okay, so... Yep, we have raised the alarm as well. Squadron, oh boy, and that is lethal. Good game, because we're going to create... Oops. Now we've just given them a blocker. We should have used that after damage. I just wanted to buff up the squadron. Oh, damn. So that was a really bad play here. Let's see. I think I'm going to use the Lena here. That way we are saving a few creatures. It's decent. Yep, we get 2 more 1/1s. And we are discarding 1, 2. We don't need you. Don't think we need this at all. Sure, you also go. Next turn we're just going to drop the Angrath Marauders. Okay. Burning us out again. Or maybe we just play Alin to Angrath. I don't know. Maybe they have a way to deal 1 damage to each creature we control. That would be really horrible for us. But I don't think that will be the case. Yep. Okay, we're going to block that 2/2. We are essentially drawing out every single human in our deck as well. Yeah, I think let's just drop the Angrath Marauders. So, Marauders and like that.
Don't worry, I block company.
Okay, draw even more cards. Swing with everybody. All the humans. Done. Yep, you. Yep, and that's pretty much it. Sure. See? Yep. Sure. I think this is the win. Because we do have the... Yeah. This is GG. Yeah, it's maybe a bit overkill. Just maybe. Good game. So we're up against Raska, the Golgari Queen. Yeah, sure, Skynet Vanguard can start making a ton of soldiers. These soldiers are not humans apparently, so these count for Winota. Perfect, a 1-drop. I really like it. Really like that. Also, we can turn 3 Embercleave them. Yeah, because we can turn 2 play Skynet Vanguard. And... Oops. Oh my god. Oh my god. I played the wrong land. It's also not like I was sure that this was the plains. pay the Chandra then. That way, we incentivize them to use their commander. Oh my god. If they use Raska here, we can use the Tin Street Dodger to finish off the Raska. See. Yep, Raska. Minus on Chandra, I guess. Yep. Oh, this would have been way better if we actually play our cards correctly here. Oh yeah. So we still do this now. Finish off the Raska. And yep. It's always a bit frustrating when I make such huge mistakes. I hate when I do that, to be honest. But yeah, we can just Embercleave over that vulture. Or we could attack with Winota here. Well, not attack with Winota, but play Winota and attack. But I think Embercleave just sets up our board way nicer here, because we actually get more creatures before the Winota drops the... Just a ton more creatures, to be honest. Because we don't lose the Vanguard, so that's one additional card, 2 additional cards because of the Healer's Hawk. Yeah. So let's see. Do they have a board wipe? Nope. Just your casual Endrace coming through. No blocks. And that Endrace has lifelink. So let's see. Hack with the activate the Tin Street Dodger. And just getting a ton. Oh, perfect Marauders. Giant Killer is not so perfect. Thalia is okay, I guess. So keep in mind that one has indestructible. Okay, Marauders will kill the Endrace here though. Don't think that is the smartest choice. Okay. They can't finality us because of the Thalia. But they can use... Yeah, it's good game, because if they use Soot, Ritual of Soot, they only have 1 mana left and we can just Embercleave their Winota. GG. We are up against Kalia, and this hand doesn't seem too great, because it requires an additional white source. So, let's see. I think this is going to be a mulligan though. Yeah, most certainly. So let's mulligan that. One of these classic hands where if we are guaranteed to hit our land drops, this is perfectly reasonable, but if not, it's not. So if actively we have a dead card already, so it's already like we're down to 6 cards. Let's mulligan again. And at this point I think we have to keep. Yeah, sure. Grim Initiate will hit the bin. I mean, Adanto Vanguard is just a really, really nice card. Super resilient, non-human. Non-human that's attacking over and over. So I am fine with that. The dream would be to draw 2 mountains in a row, obviously, but yeah, that's also not going to happen. So I'm okay. Game. It would be fine if we're just drawing 1 mountain, okay? so planes coming down, we can still swing with the Vanguard because they won't block with the Collier here. Skargan Hellkite. Let's swing in. Sure. Okay, I thought so. Okay, so let's see. If we draw another red card, this is kind of really bad for us. They're going to equip the Shadow Spear. The Collier? Okay, they're not. Interesting, that means that they're keeping up removal. So I think we won't attack. We won't play Winota here. Seems like a reasonable choice. They block this. We are happy to double pay with the Vanguard. Vanguard pay. They want to destroy it? No? Okay, they just want to preserve the life. And let's just play the Ferocity. And they're probably going to kill the Ferocity here with the removal. Or they just really want to. Okay, so they really want to hit Winota with their removal spell. But I'm just going to beat them down without playing Winota. Because we're attacking with 3 creatures now. We are going to flip the Legion's Landing to produce even more creatures. Yeah. Pretty decent all around. If they play the Skargan Hellkite, I am quite sure we will just play Winota here. Sarkhan's Unsealing, okay, so that means go. Red source would be optimal. That's not a red source. But, let's go. Oh, interesting. They can also remove the hexproof on our creatures with the Shadow Spear. Quite interesting. So are they dead? Don't know. Let's see. Okay, Vanguard. Lena. That's a bunch of damage we're dealing to ourselves, but it won't matter. Because we are the aggro deck. And it doesn't matter if we win at 20 or 2 life. And Haktos, sure. So swinging with the team. Yep. That's going to be a bunch of damage. And we have more creatures than they have life that can be protected by Lena. So really it's just whatever they do. If they try to wipe us, Lena swing with the team win. So I think a Cry of the Canarium would make us cry. But in that case we still have Ferocity, Lena and Winota. And so Cry plus removal spell would still not save them. And Unsealing into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even if they've had 7 mana and could wipe our board with the Unsealing, still not good enough. So I think that may be a good game. Let's see. They are in the think tank. Or maybe they have disconnected here. So okay, so let's see what. Okay, only Fabled Passage in the deck. I guess they kind of just want to ramp, place like cards like Thematic Compass then ramp up with, well, Thematic Compass is technically ramp, but also technically not. Well, it's ramping you, but very late. It's just giving you land drops over and over. I think they might want to add more 1 or 2 mana cards to the deck, so they have something to do before they go into the long road of I do nothing and then I drop something big. But I guess maybe I will just speed that part up when the opponent is back. Okay. So my opponent just played a card. Pretty neat. I guess they just decede here. Oh, I just realized I can just remove the indestructibility of with Shadow Spear. So technically they could wipe our board here. So we're not out of this yet. But the Haktos protection is probably pretty annoying for them as well. Let's see. Probably hitting the Winota. Yeah, guess so. And go back to the command zone where you belong. And let's swing with the T. GG. So, yeah, I guess my opponent deceded in the middle of the game. I think I waited for around 2 minutes. Okay. Sure. Good game. On to the next one. We are playing against Lures of the Dream Den. And let's see how this is going to work out. I'm sure this is a decent starting hand. Well, let's keep it. A Sacred Foundry, and against Lurus they usually don't play that many big creatures anyways, so we just play the giant killer right now. So we go Instigator and then into Bone Crusher. Deadweight, sure. It's perfectly fine here. You go, Instigator. Well, we could have also waited for the Ornithopter for a bit, but now we're just going to Bone Crusher that Lurus, because that way they can't use the Deadweight on something here. Attack, and now they are going to keep up removal for Winota. Okay, my Triton, perfectly reasonable. And if they don't keep up with removal for Winota, well yeah, okay. That means we can safely play her. And then the tapped temple, like, I don't expect her to live at all. Haktos. And okay, so is this lethal? This has protection from each other converted mana cost other than 2, so the Maya Triton can actually block it. But let me think about this. So this is 10 damage, so it's essentially 20. That's not quite lethal because I think they are going to block the Instigator. Let's just play the Lena, Selfless Champion, to keep it safe and swing in with swing in next turn. Okay. End the turn here. I fully expect them to remove Winota somehow, and then we're going to play the Temple tapped and the Ranger of Eos or on the Bone Crusher. Then we can play the Plains. Or they just surrender because they don't have anything. Good game. We are up against Captain Sissay. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Well, would you look at that? We have one of the cards in our hand that we kind of want to pull out of the deck, but I don't think that's too horrible. Second one there. Well, let's just attack and see if they block. They don't, and we're going to pass the turn. And at this point we're just hoping to draw another land, and that would be totally fine. Okay, so there's that. No land. I'm currently, I think three creatures is enough for Winota. Obviously a fourth one would be great, but I think the value of being able to Bone Crusher their Captain Sissay is just, it's just a really nice opportunity here. Mindstone, okay. And Captain Sissay. Bone Crusher that. And let's see if we draw land. There is the land. We play Winota, and let's go. Sparrow Commander, perfect. More card draw. Skynet Vanguard. And whiff. So that was a weak ass pull. Yeah, not the greatest, to be honest, not the greatest. Banishing Light onto Winota. Okay. It's fair. Come on, son. And I think I'm going to play... Yeah, let's play Thalia and Ferocidon. Thalia. That way they have to pay one more for non-creatures right now, in case they try to do something funky here. And Ferocidon. And let's attack. Well, to be fair, I shouldn't have played that, because now I'm getting 1 damage and I'm not gaining the 1 life here, so... Yeah, bit of a missequence. But to be fair, I don't think it will matter too much if we have 1 life or 2 life in this case. Okay, shall I think that's a reasonable pick here. Okay, damn it, that had haste, that would be awesome, but it's white. White doesn't have haste. I think another land would be quite decent, to be honest. But yeah, okay, no land, but I think that's still fine. Let's see. I think we're going to attack with everything and not play the Firebrand, and then we're, if they block with Sissay here, we're going to use the Firebrand to finish off the Sissay. I think that's reasonable. So let's go. Let's draw an additional card here. Okay, so they're going to block something. Sissay, I believe. If not, that would be really smart, to be honest. Will they succumb to the greed? Come on! Do it! Yes, nice. Nice, nice. Yep, that was an oops, indeed. Now we're gonna play even more cards here. Yep, you. Another one of you, sure. I think I should have played the Chandra. So, yeah, let's finish off the CC. And grab even more cards here. And I think that was the last chance, because now they don't have a legendary on the board and can't grab the Urza's Ruinous Blast out of the deck, because that would have been obviously their greatest play here. But it wasn't meant to be, I guess. So Signet for 3 mana and playing the Shalai. And that is a good game. GG. So overall, this game was quite cool, because we got to see how the deck reacted to Winota being removed. If you don't have instant speed removal here against Winota, you're still in trouble. Good game. Let's play. We are up against Raska, Bulgarian Queen. We have 3 humans that we don't want to play. No 1 and 2 drop. Yeah, let's mulligan. I think this is better. But basically need to draw 2 lands at this hand. It's okay. Let's just go with it. So let's see. I expect a mana dork, or maybe nothing. Oh, there is a 1/1. Pretty effective. Let's just dump out our hand as efficient as possible. Arcade Signature. Command Tower is perfect here. So here's the question. Do we just play Fanatical Firebrand and keep up the Bone Crusher? Or do we just play the Bone Crusher and incentivize our opponent of playing Raska? I think let's just play like this. Pass the turn. Okay, our opponent is also going to pass the turn, so in the end step we're going to shock the 1/1 and swing in. So let's play a land, attack with everybody, and play the Bone Crusher, because they are likely to have instant speed interaction here. Sure, let's pass the turn. As soon as they tap out, we are going to play Winota and swing in. Or if we just okay. Yeah. Well, I think they have 2 mana removal. Something like Heartless Act or Assassin's Trophy. So the real question is, do we play Winota here? And if they Assassin's Trophy the Winota, we can just play her again next turn and keep up the pressure. I think we are keeping up the pressure by just using the Giant Killer and going face. And let's just win without Winota, because we really don't need it right now. So, let's see. Well, maybe it was a mistake to just play like this, because I think we should have forced the removal out of their hand. The reason for that is now they are up to 6 mana here. And that means... okay. And that means they can play Find Finality.
Hope you're ready.
But it seems like they don't have Find Finality and give everything -4/-4. So I think this is the spot where we just play Winota and win the game. Ah, Price of Fame. Something was fishy, I knew it. Okay, so let's swing in. You get 1 damage and rest goes to face. Oops, thinking. So we can either play the Ornithopter or not play the Ornithopter, essentially to play around let's not play the Ornithopter, to play around Find Finality or any board wipe for that matter. And then if they board wipe, we can play Sir Alin and Ornithopter and then play the Winota. Okay, so I think there is a possibility of them just using multiple removal spells here. Okay, so that is stopping us indeed. Okay, so now we're going to stock up and our non-humans. At this point, drawing 2 lands is obviously fine. And we can safely swing in for 4 damage each turn. I think they should exalt the Giant Killer here. Yeah, or destroy the Giant Killer. Because, well, yeah, sure. Oh, I like that play as well. Just playing the Marauders Rider as a blocker instead of yeah, I think our opponent is playing this really well here. So now they're looking at our empty hand, and a Find Finality would obviously be quite annoying here. So let's see what they are about to play. Because I'm quite confident that this will stick now after we have seen Casualties, Prize of Fame and Murder's Rider. Yeah. And if this doesn't stick, this means that they essentially need to have double removal because they are also fearing the Winota. Okay, so they are targeting our graveyard. Or just looking at our graveyard, essentially. I don't know why. Okay. So they are in the deep tank, essentially. I am really not sure what they are doing though. Oh. Okay, that makes totally sense. As they gain life from the Gingerbread, they have the Firebrand to kill something here. This is pretty cool. Swing in with those. Yeah, seems reasonable. Because that way we can get in for 1 more damage. And if they block the Martyr of Dusk with the Murder's Rider, it's really not too bad because we still get a non-human out of the deal. Okay, and they block the Giant Killer and Ornithopter swings in for 1 damage, so they are left with... oh, interesting choice here. Okay. And I think we will just play the Idol of Obstruction now. So that way they have to pay up on the Raska. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. And they have 7 mana, no 8. right? But now they have to play an additional land to sack the Gingerbread, gain life, and his Raska. That's pretty great. Next turn we're just going to swing all in with Sir All In. Okay, so yeah, I think, well, obviously a Find Finality would be a pretty devastating play from their side here, because that would buff the Marauders Rider as well, and we would just have a measly 1/1 vampire left. But that doesn't mean that we're out of the game. What are their other options here? Like, they have to deal with Sir Olin or the Ornithopter, essentially. Okay, Raska coming down.
I lead the Golgari now. Its pain is ours.
We're paying 1 mana to gain 1 life, drawing a card. So this is great for us, because that means they are desperate. Okay, so I think this is GG. Yep. Mutate onto you and swing with the team. Or maybe just with the only thought, to be quite honest. Yeah, GG. And this pretty much wraps up the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. So, all in all, I think Winota is a pretty strong choice, but not an overwhelming choice in Historic Brawl. Just because I think the other top tier decks will beat her most of the time, due to the fact that Winota is so telegraphed in what she does. Because yeah, you're like, if another player sees a Winota deck, they know exactly what's going to happen. 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop Winota, and that's it. So your opponent knows the game plan. So the battle doesn't become can you outsmart your opponent? It's simply, do they have the answers they need? And that's why I don't think Winota is that insane, especially since better answers will get printed again and again. But still, Winota is a strong choice, but it also sucks when you draw cards like Angrath Marauders, right? Because, let's keep it real, you don't want that card in your hand, you want it to be in your deck and then on the battlefield. But other than that, I think the deck has performed decent, and I hope you liked it. Anyways, if you liked the video, like the video. If you want to support the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.